again, Guyana, and welcome to another edition of Facing the Nation. I am Malika Ramsey. Thank you very much for joining us. Before I get into today's program, I must take a slight minute or two just to say thank you very much to those of you who would have viewed our program last week. I know we got lots of comments and so on, both on YouTube and on our Facebook pages. And I know persons are calling for more discussions and more conversations like those, especially in our current governance, governmental, and our political climate. So I know that you did get a lot out of that last week, and we're looking forward to have more conversations like that again as we wait for the outcome of course, last week I did tell you that we're not going to dwell into it too much because, of course, it's a court matter. Persons are still waiting to hear what will happen in terms of that no confidence motion that was debated in the House back in December. So people are waiting to see what will happen where that is concerned. Of course, it's no secret. You know where my own political allegiance lies. So you know that how I am hoping and praying that it turns out. But in the meantime, while all of that is happening, I just want to encourage you to continue being good Guyanese citizens. I know some of our leaders have called for the rhetoric on social media and the vile way in which we speak to each other on social media. I know some of our leaders have called for us to tone that down a bit, and I see some of you have been trying, and I trust that we can keep that up as a nation. Remember that when you put things out on social media, it's not only about your country, but the world is watching. So we hope that for those of you who have toned it down, we hope that that continues. On today's program, as usual, we are going to be dealing with two sectors, two issues, really two areas. First off, we're going to be dealing with the Georgetown City Council, and it's my pleasure to be dealing with that entity in particular because we've seen so much improvement there. On the second half of our program, we will, and I did promise you this last week, I promised you Professor Griffith, but of course, a lot is going on, so Professor Griffith is very busy at the moment, so he has persons who will represent him, well, not only him, but represent the institution of itself. So you'll be hearing about a few new programs at the University of Guyana. That's coming up in the second half of today's program. But that's enough from me. Let's get to today's program. And it is my pleasure to welcome back, because when he was here the last time, he was not yet the mayor of the city of Georgetown. He was, I was even calling him Councillor Hopeful, but he's gone past Councillor. He is now the mayor of the city of Georgetown. His worship, the mayor, Ubraj Narine. Welcome back to Facing the Nation.
Thank you, Malika.
Okay, it is great to have you, and let me first, for the first time, publicly congratulate you. I don't want to say I hope you're doing it. I hope you're going to do a good job, because you're already there. You've already been doing it. And curious, for those of you who don't know, he officially took up the office of mayor on the 1st of January 2019. So our discussion is not coming too late. We're also expecting the deputy mayor to come by, to be, of course, assistant to the mayor. But if he doesn't, we'll still have a fruitful conversation. I know we were just having some chit chat off camera, and the word for you right now is tired, and I'm not sure that's such a bad thing. How have you coped thus far in the position?
So far, many people called me and asked me, to visit the areas and so forth. But at this present moment, taking up this seat of mayor of this beautiful city of ours, Georgetown, I ask them to forgive me because it's not about the inside of council. I'm taking my time to know the corners of council, so then I will know what happened inside, and from there I can able to execute. So for me at this point of time, I still continue my visit at various departments, offices that attach to council, which I think as a newly elected mayor to this chair, the corners is very important to know. And I think when you know the corners of council, you will be able to execute in the right way.
Okay. Let me ask you this, and I'm really sorry to bring a sour note on the conversation so early. And viewers, as I did promise you that the deputy mayor will also be here soon, and as I speak with you, he is now coming, so we'll welcome him in a minute or two. But Mayor Narine, back to you for now. How do you feel about sentiments in 2017 and 2018 and even before then? There would have been some negative press when it comes to the city council of itself and even sometimes the mayor, whoever sat there. I mean, we had Miss Patricia Chase Green, you had, of course, Mr. Hamilton Green. The council for some years would have been dealing with some bad press. Are you concerned that you're taking up the same seat, the same office? Are you concerned that any of it can affect your work or follow you in terms of what you want to do now to bring a different and a better, everyone wants better, a better face for the council?
When I've been put there, and I will bring better. I believe in something called, like I said earlier, not to build walls, to build bridges among our Guyanese and these residents in Georgetown. The vendors, the bus drivers, and all the business entities. All these people are important people to our city. And I want to build that bridge where we can have a communication level and we can able to get things done in a properly manner. I'm not a person about bringing and carrying and listening. I never believe in hearsay. I believe where I see it so that I can able to make that decision.
Okay.
And I believe that our former mayors did a tremendous job, and councillors also. And we are there now, and whatever necessary to put in place, myself and the deputy and the fellow councillors, we're going to work towards a better Georgetown. We're going to work towards reaching out to the people in the various constituency. And that is something I believe as a leader has no limit. Because if you saw me in the newspaper, I just finished my temple and I went down to see what is happening with my garment, my priest's outfit. I believe that a leader has no limit when reaching out to his people. So I'm there for the people, and I just beg them, let us have a good communication. Come in and let us see how we can able to help you. I mentioned about taxes. I describe the council as a human. The council is just like a human body. Without taxes, we cannot function. And the human body, without food, the human body cannot function. You will either get sick or something will happen. And same way with council. Taxes is something important to run the administration. And I guarantee them that those kind of negative force that went out there before would not occur.
Okay.
We will try to put things in a better place, a better standard, but myself and deputy and fellow councillors cannot do it alone without the injection of the citizen of Georgetown. So we need to hear from them.
Okay, all right, great. Viewers, for those of you who are listening to the mayor, he's not only His Worship the Mayor Ubraj Narine, but he's also Pandit Ubraj Narine. And that's just to give you some information. I also take this time now to welcome the Deputy Mayor, Mr. Alfred Mentore, our first public conversation since you've taken up the office of Deputy Mayor. So congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you so much.
All right, great. We're hearing from the mayor some of his plans and so on. He has more, his take is more interest, human interest, get understanding the people and so on. How does in terms of where you see the council, how does that fit in and blend with the vision of the mayor at this time?
Well, thank you again for having me.
You're welcome.
As it relates to the mayor, his worship's vision, and how I could dovetail my plans or plans as a collective to be able to bring about the necessary relief to the people. It's plain and simple. I support the mayor's agenda. However, we have to work within the various constituencies. We have 15 constituency councils and we have 15 other councillors. So it's a 30 council. But in that 30 council, with the 15 constituency councillors, they will bring their plans. Every one of those councillors, I think, between this is something myself and the mayor would have had a discussion on, is that those councillors will come up with their plans. We will all take those plans together and marry it in a way that we could be able to pinpoint those areas that continue to crisscross or collide with
Yes.
each other. We will then identify the common good or the common need for everyone. And then myself and the mayor, but the mayor in particular, will come up with a vision or a mission or where we want to go as a council in general.
Okay, gentlemen, I've had conversations with both of you before you went into the offices that you now those offices that you now hold. One of the things we talked about then was the fact that the Georgetown City Council and keeping Georgetown in a pristine state was not only about cleaning. I see you out and about. I see the councillors with you, and drains are being dug and carpets are cleared and so on, and we're grateful for that because that is really going to help beautify our city. I'm not sure if, because of course it's early days yet, you're young in office. I'm not sure if you're in a position to talk about some of the other things that you may want to do and we could look out for you doing apart from the drains and the carpets and so on. What are some of the programs you may be able to put or you may want to put? Of course, it all also depends on finance. What are some of the other programs that Guyanese can look forward to seeing in our city?
Well, at this point of time, there are many visions for this wonderful city. As I mentioned before, we can do tremendous things, but we need the money to execute. I'll be plain,
Yes, that's
We
good.
need the money to execute. We need the support from the residents in the 15 constituencies. Now, I said to my deputy that the people can assist us in this, the resident. You bought a bottle of drink, you use it, do not throw it on the road. Try to find a garbage bin or something and place it inside. That is the first step when you get involved in administration level. And you're a part of the administration level. Because when we're able to do that now in a cohesive way, we will find lesser garbage in the city and lesser waste, solid waste, deal with those kind of areas in the city. My intention is to get the drainage in a proper order. I feel that there should be more light and security in our city. But we have all those things, but we need the people now to assist us in maintenance and to draw us attention when something is happening. Do not sit there and wait until the council or city council come to you. You come to us too. We are open to the public, and we are welcoming you to have a one-on-one so that we can get our way out there for better Georgetown. And let me also mention, I believe the way you approach people has a lot to do with it.
Yes.
Right?
Very true.
And I want to tell the people that, especially in Georgetown, they have a mayor with a listening ears. And my esteem is about calmness, being calm, soft, spoken to people. I do not believe to be in a ravenous or a very arrogant person when situation come. I believe you should take things calm and also get the person to engage with them so that we can able to get the issue to be solved. So there are great ideas and we can work with it as long as we have the cooperation of the citizens of Georgetown.
I want to talk about you being the youngest mayor, but you said something. You gave me one word there that I can build on, and I think it's important, and I would like this from both of you, probably beginning with you, Alfred. You talk about calm. There is almost nothing calm about our people, especially the current political climate, and it's very important that you said that. What I want to know, our political and governance climate at this point, how has that affected your work with council, outside of council, because at the end of the day, this is also politics. How has the current political climate shaped and affected not only council, but yours? Because I know both of you, you're supporters of a Partnership for National Unity Alliance for Change. How has it affected that, or has it affected any of it at all?
Okay, well, like I said, we are local government.
Mhm.
There's national government.
Yes.
We understand the dynamics of the national government and uh, the no confidence discussion or
Mhm.
that is in our everyday lives. However, we are also autonomous. We are a body separate from the national. We do extend our arms to the central government for various assistance and help and all of that.
Yes.
And they have also have us in their plans as a local government to be able to do our work and function. However, um, we receive our own taxes, we receive our own fees, we have markets that we get rent from, we have a number of different areas that we generate funds and revenue from. So as it relates to us doing our work, the central government itself don't really finance our program. So we have to be able to, we will continue to do what we have to do. We will continue to raise revenues and be able to execute on our various projects. But in order for us to do that too, we're having a budget which we're supposed to deal with over this next month or two to be able to ascertain how we can be able to spread monies to the various constituencies and to bring about the necessary relief to the people
Yes.
of the city of Georgetown. So at the end of the day, we have our work cut out for us. We know that we are interrelated because we are both from the APNU part, the coalition, and we know that at the end of the day, there must be touch and go issues, but at the end of the day, we have our work to do at the council, and we have to exercise that right to be able to bring about the necessary relief to the people.
Okay, Mayor Narine, your thoughts on it?
My thoughts on that is that sitting at the horseshoe table is not an easy one.
You
But-
discovered that quickly.
But I believe as a young politician,
Yes.
when you sit around at the horseshoe table is to make decisions for the city. The national level deal with parliament.
Uh-huh.
So I will left the national level
To the
for the
parliament.
parliamentarian, while I will encourage our fellow councillors when we come to the horseshoe table, let us do the best for the city of this wonderful land. And for people, I believe the no confidence motion is something that we should relax on it, let peace prevail, and care about your daily life and your routine and so forth. Don't worry about anything. I believe that God has a better plan for things, so we can able to work together and we can able to build this wonderful land of ours, you know. But my main focus is to work with the citizen of Georgetown to get Georgetown in going.
Diplomatically put, I know the director of solid waste management, he has a program going in terms of cleanup. But even before we talk about that, what is happening now, and I think this weekend you have some outreaches. In not only in Guyana, in the world now, every time someone opens their mouth, and sometimes it gets to me because it's as though it's just become a phrase. Youths are the future. Youths. And now you're being. I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. I think you're the youngest mayor of the capital, Guyana's capital. You're the youngest mayor in history. In an era where we're talking about pushing youth to the forefront and giving young people more responsibility and ensuring that they're developed, as the youngest mayor ever for Georgetown, what sort of pressure does that bring? Does it bring any pressure at all? And because I know your story is really big, what would you like to say to young people who may be aspiring to not be like you, but to be greater things, greater than how they currently are? What would you want to say to them in a world where the challenges are really great, really big?
Let me touch on that. I'm happy you raised this topic on youths. I believe that our youths, including myself, a young man, we as youths, we need to take responsibilities. And at times, sometimes, we want to do things and we do not want to take up the responsibilities. But I feel that, like again, I will mention something. Our youths need to come out and let their voice be heard and Don't let anything stop you from whatever you want to achieve. Cause it what? If you read my story, I went through a lot in life. But those things for me, it is storm, it is fire, it is smoke. But I believe in one thing. As long God at your side, nothing can go wrong. And the way you carry yourself in a very calm, like I mentioned, calm and peaceful way, things will happen for you. You would not have to go after it. It will come to you, right? And that is what I feel our youths need to do. Set a goal and work towards it. Don't divert. There will be people who come and say things in your ears and all these things. Don't do that. You go for your goals. If you want to be a politician, go for it, you know. And I never thought I would become the mayor. I just run as a normal counselor so I can serve my people in a larger way. But God, He has things in store for you, but you need to act upon it. Cause it what problem you may suffer from, some kind of financial issue, parental issue, and there are various issues. But tell yourself that is not the end of life. Life continue. Challenges are great. I laugh in the face of challenges because that's what make me stronger and strengthen me. Because without challenges, you're no one. You know?
Right.
So challenges is great. Welcome it and fight it.
Embrace it.
Yeah, embrace it.
All right. I want to give both of you an opportunity, and the Director of Solid Waste made sure, and he also has been doing a good job, mind you. So at this point, everyone at the council, Georgetown City Council, you're really, really working hard. The information is out there. Folks are out there doing things. So I want to take this opportunity to congratulate all of you. But even before I begin to wrap up my conversation with you both, I'd like you to talk about what are some of the immediate things you're going to be doing, whether it's this weekend, next weekend, and so on, in terms of continuing to beautify our city. I don't know if you want to begin, Deputy Mayor.
Yes, thank you. Again, I must commend the Solid Waste Director, Mr. Walter Narine, for the efforts that he's been putting in clearing and cleaning the city and to identify those areas. Not only he identifying, but working with the people. The mayor spoke about just now us having a great relationship with the members of the community. This is not only about us, it's about them. It's more of a hand and glove operation where we may be the hand, they're the glove, or they're the glove, or we're the hand. So the collaboration between the citizens of Georgetown and us has been great. It has been solid, and every day it's getting better. And we are very appreciative of that collaboration. I think the business community themselves have indicated to us that they want to meet with us. There are other stakeholders that want to meet with us to be able to form that alliance, because the alliance with us and the people and the citizens of Georgetown is very important, because if we don't have their complaints or we don't address those complaints, we will get nowhere. So the collaboration has been special. The collaboration between us and the solid waste department and the citizen has also been good. We'll be able to identify those various areas that that need attention, that need immediate attention. But that's just a tip of the iceberg, because in our plans during the next month or two, from the budget perspective, we'll then be able to roll out how we'll be able to do all the other things that relate to alleyways and many other things that need remedial work. But even the markets itself, the border market, the Stabrook market, those are very critical areas and critical services that we offer to the people of Guyana, because most people come to those various venues. So there's a lot in place. As we develop our plans and develop our program and work with the vision of His Worship, I'm sure we'll be able to have more interviews so that we could discuss phase by phase what are our plans and how we'll be able to bring the necessary relief to the people of Georgetown.
Great. Your Worship, the Mayor, final sentiments from you before we wrap up our conversation.
Let me express once again, thank you for having us here, Mayor and Deputy Mayor. I look forward for this more often.
Yes. I have both your numbers.
Yes, I endorse what my deputy said. And the solid waste director, in collaboration with the city engineer. They did a tremendous job. Mr. Walter Narine, Mr. Vencham. We are just getting out there and see various places that need to clean up, and those things are voluntary work. You know, we did a few last weekend. Now this weekend coming, we got a few more to do.
You want to talk about the area specifically, or are you in a position to?
We did Starbrook front of Parliament building. We did where the Blind Society is, you know, Hatfield Street, I think. Yeah, and the seawall and so forth. And we did a part in Sherry Street. That happened during the week this week, right? Yeah, your school, yeah, Campfield School. There was a set of thing happening there, so we clean up those areas and we look forward for people's support. Come out, you know, let us have an interaction, and that is how we will reach you.
And what are the areas coming, if you can?
This weekend we targeting Starbrook again around
By the bank.
the bank
The
square
old
there.
bank, the
Yeah,
GNCB
old bank.
bank.
Yeah, we target around there mainly
Mainly,
for now. Yeah, so that is it for now. And we still got a lot of things in place, but let us come out and let me work together.
All right, perfect. Gentlemen, it certainly was a pleasure, as it always is. I look forward to having you back soon, as those plans to keep Georgetown, there's much more work to be done, but the plans to keep Georgetown in a pristine state. So viewers, if you're now tuning in, you missed a great conversation. Of course, this would have been a conversation with the Deputy Mayor of Georgetown, Mr. Albert Mentore, and His Worship the Mayor of Georgetown, Mr. Ubraj Narine, who's also known as Pandit Ubraj Narine. Of course, you know, as usual, you can subsequently get the conversation both on YouTube and on Facebook. But what we'll do is take a quick break. Once again, thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we will be focusing on the University of Guyana. Stay tuned.